ByteDance's new video-generating AI, Seedance 2.0, has immediately gone viral after its unveiling on Thursday. The AI tool is capable of creating hyper-realistic videos and offers users more control than ever. Unlike its competitors, Seedance 2.0 can combine text, audio and video clips and images all at once. To test out just how powerful the new tool is, we asked it to transport me to China for some traditional celebrations. We simply fed in some photographs of me and we wrote out a description of the scenes we wanted it to create. Check it out.
So, this is my first ever Chinese New Four in China.
I've heard it's all about family, food, and togetherness. I'm not very good at this yet, but tonight I've been invited to friends' trainings for me.
Pretty mind-bending stuff. Not sure about my manufactured accent there. I asked Rob Kniaz, founding partner of London-based technology venture capital firm H3 Capital, just how revolutionary this tool is.
I think the quality is pretty amazing. If you look at it, the look and feel are very, very hard to tell that it's not real, particularly the way it's edited. If you look at the jumps between cuts, AI has been historically very bad at that. You see one cut and then it jumps to another one and it turns into pixels. This is really smooth, really dramatic, and even the audio is perfectly synced.
We were playing around with it in the office a little earlier, and it's enormous fun. I mean, to put me here in London in a video in China is astonishing, and it looks so very real. But what about the economic impact that this could have for people who create short-form advertising, branded content? Could we see real downsides?
Absolutely. I think it's like the Black Mirror episode where AI was taking over the world and people couldn't tell what's real from fake. So I think it flips a lot of these jobs into more difficulty around the actual production. I think it still doesn't create the storyline, so there's still the question of who can write really creative stories, who can do the higher level thinking. But for a lot of the manual work and the editing, this probably does make it dangerous to those in this field. It's just some of the impacts we haven't really seen yet in terms of, does this decrease the demand for actors, or actually does it increase because they need to do more production around the inputs to the models? It's really unclear, but I think it is dangerous to creatives that a lot of their work already has been challenged in the 2D space. Now 3D is really coming for them fast.
Where do you see the opportunities for something like Seedance 2.0?
I think the sky's the limit. I think they can partner with lots of video companies. If you think about the value in this space, again, the value tends to correlate to known names, celebrities, famous media. So I think you're obviously a public figure and you can do things with your face, but doing something with Tom Cruise is actually quite hard because of licensing. So I think it opens up a lot of doors for partnerships for the people that own this content to use it in new ways. And then, of course, for average users, it's scary what you can do with putting an average person into any situation you want.
It was really interesting when we were creating this video a little earlier. We wanted to overlay it with my voice. We couldn't, because the model demanded that if they were going to use my voice, they had to see my face at the same time. So there's one example of some sort of guardrail in place. Talk to me about the competition, though, Rob. Is there anything to touch this at the moment? How close is the competition? Or are some even ahead?
I mean, from what I've seen compared to like Sora 2, which is the most close model, this is still quite good, especially around that editing component, which really no one's done very well before. But like I said, this is something where tomorrow Google could launch a competitive model that's even better than before. And again, most of these like DeepSeek are open source. The Google ones are very proprietary, of course. But Gemini Video, Nano Banana could be totally different with version 3 tomorrow.
I don't think it's coming tomorrow. Yeah. It's here today. What is your advice for anyone engaging with this sort of exciting technology?
Yeah, I think it's fun to use, and people will create lots of things. Bad actors will do bad things with it. I think as humans, you have to remember that you can't trust your eyes necessarily. If it's on a screen, it could not be real. So it'll be used to manipulate elections, frame people, used in court. And I think it makes I hope everyone sits back and takes everything with a grain of salt, or tries to cross-reference or at least validate the things they're seeing, that it may not be real, even though it looks very, very real.